It's game day. Game 1 of the NBA Finals tip-off tonight from Denver on ABC as the 1-seed Nuggets host the 8-seed Miami Heat. Denver looking for their first Larry O'Brien in franchise history, while Miami is seeking their 4th title in their history. JWill.
Stephen A.
It's Stephen A's office day.
Not only do I have your tie, your cigar, and your hat today, I'm fully embracing the hate that you're about to witness in real time. The Cowboys thing, I'm about to translate it to the Miami Heat.
Okay.
Just,
all right.
Is it all right? You have a big head.
No, he has a peanut head.
Damn.
I
It's
have
just
a
the
big
hat
head.
size.
He has a small head.
What's happening today?
I didn't mean it like that. It just came out.
Molly is absolutely correct.
Right?
Her head
My
is
head
massive.
is huge. I have
she's
like
right.
a huge dome.
Yes.
Well, really? I do.
right.
What do you want me to do?
It's fine.
That's right.
And he's got a
Lots
small
of
head.
knowledge, Molly.
It's okay. I mean, I don't know.
I know that
No,
you and I have been on opposite sides.
Molly
of the
injured
fence
somebody's
today.
shoulder. She leaned on somebody's shoulders, you know what I'm saying, to give him a hug. She leaned on it, hurt his shoulder.
Dad jokes, one-on-one. Amazing.
Go ahead, y'all.
Okay, can I ask a question? Because this is an important question that I have to ask.
Why are you going old school jokes?
Yes.
I don't even understand what your cowboy has to do with anything, but it's okay. I'm here for it. It feels like Friday, but it's not, so that's cool. What's more likely?
That's why.
Nuggets sweep or Heat win the finals?
So I just want to say that for the record, Stephen A., I am calling for the Denver Nuggets to sweep the Miami Heat. 4-0. It's going to happen.
What?
It's going to happen. Now, I've never said that the Miami Heat would have been swept before. I may have picked against them, but obviously when Giannis goes down, Jimmy Butler has been known to steal the heart of his opponent. Now, I picked them against the New York Knicks. I think we both did, even though I know you said New York all the time, stand up, stand up. I get all the rah, rah, rah. But at the end of the day, Jimmy Butler on his IG said Miami in 5. It was in 6, but fine, it happens. Didn't think they would beat the Boston Celtics, but you know what? Boston Celtics, a lot of identity issues. And at the end of the day, right, the Boston Celtics, we always question the team that they were. We never question the talent, but the team. We don't question the team of the Denver Nuggets. We know what team they are. So I am stating today on the record, not only is there a size difference, that zone isn't going to work with a zone buster like Nikola Jokic, with shooters like KCP, like Michael Porter Jr., and like Jamal Murray. We don't question Aaron Gordon being 6'8", with a 7-foot wingspan, being physical with the likes of Jimmy Butler. That is a different defender in the scheme of Michael Malone as opposed to Drew Holiday, as opposed to Josh Hart, even opposed to Grant Williams. So what I'm going to say right now, like I said before, is I am calling for the Denver Nuggets to sweep the Miami Heat, the same way they swept the Los Angeles Lakers.
Couple of things.
Go good to see.
I have one question.
Number one. Yes, Eminem.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Real quick. Close sweep, as in like 4 games, the differential was ultimately 24 points, or you like, this is not going to be?
All I know in the
Oh,
record
my
books is not
Lord.
going.
Just curious.
All I know in the record books is not going to say, well, this team won by 20. It's going to say sweep.
Okay.
Got it.
Close games.
Some of the questions that you ask sometimes, I'm wondering if you remember that you on First Take or you try to act like you on Jeopardy. I mean, who cares? I mean, if it's a sweep, Eminem. I mean, if it's a sweep, Eminem, it's a
That
sweep.
matters. Because
Yeah.
I know y'all sat up here for a week after the Lakers got swept and mentioned that point differential, so don't even do that.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Yeah.
I don't recall. I have no recollection of that.
Of course
I have
you
no
don't. How
recollection.
convenient.
I have no recollection of that. Secondly, Jay Williams, when you put on that hat,
Swallowing your
always start
head.
I know,
every
it's-
conversation with, howdy.
Looking at me.
Never forget that. That's very, very important to start your conversations off like
Looking
that,
at
right? Howdy. And
Wait,
Herringbone,
wait.
don't interrupt me again.
Howdy.
Don't interrupt me again. Listen, howdy.
Wow, what kind of cowboy are you?
How do? Now, let's get to this,
maybe I
right?
should take it off.
CJ, this is the kind of stuff right here, Jay, that's very disrespectful. Now, you've been raving about Jimmy Butler and how versatile he is and how he found a way. You just sat up here and told America that he's harder to guard than LeBron James and Kevin Durant. And then now you switched up and said, but Aaron Gordon is going to lock him up. I mean, come on. Just stop it. Okay, listen. I believe that the Denver Nuggets are the better team. I believe they should be favored. I believe they'll probably win this in 6 games. I certainly ain't going to call for a sweep. I think that they are led by the ultimate winner within, albeit 78 years old, not playing. He was a coach. He was an assistant coach. He was an executive. This is his 19th appearance in an NBA Finals. Okay, between player, assistant coach, and an executive. That is the great Pat Riley. An extension of that man is a guy that you have acknowledged is a Hall of Famer. You're called the best coach in the NBA. I said top 2. That's who's coaching this team. We got Jimmy Butler, who you said is harder to guard than LeBron James
Postseason.
and Kevin Durant. Okay,
This postseason.
What, David? What is this? The regular season? Is the finals regular season? Is the finals regular season? The answer is no. It's the postseason. So that's what we're talking about, right? So stop it right now. You said that about him, but don't tell me to calm down, Eminem. You relax, okay? The fact of the matter is this. You look at Bam Adebayo, you look at Duncan Robinson even getting his swag on, trying to imitate Hulk Hogan for crying out loud because he was mad that somebody gave his cell phone number out. I know that feeling because we got a few trolls that got my number. I just hang up on them. It's no big deal, and I can change my number anytime I want to. But that is very rude and very annoying that people need to know that. Of course I blocked them too, but you never know. Trolls find other trolls. That's the way it goes. It's like a contagious affair, like a virus. But the point that I'm trying to make to you is this. At the end of the day, whether it's Gabe Vincent, whether it's Caleb Martin, who's balling, and I believe should have been MVP of the Eastern Conference Finals, which you agreed with me about, Jay. The Miami Heat, the way that they've been shooting the last 10 games of the regular season, as J.J. Redick pointed out, to the point where they elevated to the postseason. And you see the way that they've been shooting the basketball and how basically they were losing to Boston in every category but three-point shooting, yet they ended up winning the series. What if they pull that off in this series? What if they shoot better from the 3 than the Denver Nuggets? Could that potentially not compromise the Denver Nuggets? What if they got that daggone Jokic running up and down the court? Because even though Bam ain't on his level, the fact of the matter is one could argue that Jokic might not be able to run as well as he can run in terms of up and down the court. We got to pay attention to that too. So yes, I got Denver winning the series, but to sit up there and to say that they're going to be swept, no, America, do not listen to Jay Williams. The Miami Heat are here. They have sent the message. They are ready to ball. They understand the challenge that's up against them. They are ready for it. They are all for it. They are not getting swept. Do not listen to that fake, phony Southern dude, Jay Williams with the cowboy hat. That's right, he's fake because he ain't Southern, okay? Can't even do an accent. I told you to say howdy, how do you do? But you didn't listen, so you ain't getting that, okay? In the end, Miami will find a way to go to 6 games in this series. Do not lie to America like that. Do not lie.
Mr. Stephen A, I'm telling the truth here. There gets to a certain point, though, where the greatest coaches need the talent to almost elevate them. So I don't question the talent of Jimmy Butler. But I do question sometimes the stage of can Gabe Vincent, Max Strus, and Caleb Martin continue to play the way they played on the NBA Finals? And to me, the likes of KCP, championship experience, the likes of length of Aaron Gordon. Sure.
Before Eminem goes, Jay Williams, did I not see you on national television yesterday? I believe the show was Get Up. It's the lead into the show. It's a very good show. I encourage everyone to continue watching it. I mean, it ain't First Take, but damn it, it's a damn consolation prize.
Right,
but the point, it ain't First Take, damn it. It ain't First Take. All right? No disrespect. None but love. I need them as a lead-in. Lead-ins help. But the bottom line is this. Jay Williams, weren't you on that call in the morning? And when somebody brought up the fact that Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown were struggling to play together on the same side, meaning two-man basketball, feeding off one another instead of being on opposite sides of the court. Weren't you the one that screamed, "What is coaching for?" Didn't you say that's what coaches are supposed to do, figure it out? Didn't you say you can have all the talent in the world, but what the hell does it mean if you don't know what you're doing in terms of placing them in a position to win? Who's the one coach, if not one of 2 coaches in the NBA, that's famous for putting their players in the best possible position to win?
Eric Spoelstra is that coach, but I don't think Michael Malone is that far off, Stephen A. I think Mike Malone is one of the top
I think Mike Malone is great
as well.
I think Mike Malone is great.
And I also think if we're using Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown as an example about coaching, I'm going to sit here and say that Jamal Murray and Jokic is the best duo there is in the league. with
I
the way
agree
they
with
do
that. I agree with
DHOs
that.
and dribble.
I agree
mean,
with that.
Pick and roll. So I don't question the schematics of Eric Spoelstra. I think he's brilliant. At the end of the day, though, I think the talent and the size might be overwhelming for a Miami team that is undersized severely, that will need to play zone, that will need to muck it up. And I think Jokic's IQ is going to be overwhelming.
Okay.
For them. That's just what I think.
I love this, and I'm not going to be Judge Judy on this one, Stephen A. I have an answer to the question. I actually would be more surprised if the Heat got swept than I would if they figured out a way to do this, to win. I think that it is a short sight, Jay, in terms of who the Heat are, who they have proven to be, how brilliant they are, right, and as far as their coaching staff, and, of course, what they actually have in terms of basketball. I don't expect them to ultimately win, but I think when you look at what they've been able to do, they have been able to morph and kind of rise to the occasion at every step of the way when they need it. Now, what is very different, to your credit, to me, is the level of focus of the Denver Nuggets compared to the series that the Heat just came out of. That is very different, and I think the Nuggets are, in fact,